Fellow Americans, I stand before you today not as the man you once knew, but as a voice from the past who still carries a heart for this great nation. I am Abraham Lincoln, a humble son of the frontier, a man who rose from modest beginnings with little more than a steadfast belief in liberty, justice, and the enduring promise of this union. In my time, I walked slow but never backward, driven by a conviction that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. I fought to hold together a country torn apart by the cruel blight of slavery and division. I sought not to conquer, but to unite, to build bridges where others sought walls. Those days were dark, marked by bloodshed and bitter discord. Yet in that crucible of civil war, I found hope. Hope in the resilience of a people committed to the idea that freedom is the birthright of all, not a privilege for some. My Gettysburg Address was not merely words, it was a promise to the fallen and to the living that democracy's flame must endure. Now, looking down upon this present day, I find my heart burdened and my spirit restless. The land I loved is still strong, yet still struggles. The America I knew, founded on unity and justice, appears at times divided by forces of distrust, inequality, and rancor. Liberty, once the clarion call for all, is too often wielded as a sword to carve out privilege, rather than a shield to protect the vulnerable. Democracy itself seems fragile, threatened by misinformation, apathy, and partisanship. Yet I am not without hope, for America, like all great nations, is capable of renewal. The promise of government of the people is not a relic, but a living charge. Were I to walk this land again, I would remind every citizen, no matter their creed, color, or conviction, that we are bound together by a common destiny. I would urge my fellow Americans to remember that the strength of this union lies not in arms or wealth, but in shared belief in equality, freedom, and respect. I would speak plainly, as I did then, that freedom is not a gift freely given. It is a responsibility earned, demanding vigilance and compassion. I would call for renewed dialogue, honest and empathetic, that seeks to understand, not to divide. I would dedicate myself to healing the wounds that still fester, wounds of injustice, poverty, and pride. I would encourage leaders and citizens alike to seek not victory over one another, but unity through understanding. Education would be close to my heart, not only for the mind, but for the soul of a nation. And I would remind all, democracy is fragile. It requires more than ballots. It requires courage, truth, and participation. Let us walk forward, slowly if we must, but never backward. Let us confront our challenges with courage. Let us replace bitterness with understanding and division with unity. If I could speak to the leaders of this age, I would say, "Firm, govern not for yourselves, but for the people. Govern not for the powerful few, but for the many. Lead with integrity. Lead with vision. Lead with compassion." The torch I once carried, now rests in your hands. May you carry it with courage and wisdom. As I once said, I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Let that be our creed as we build a nation worthy of both our past and our future. Thank you, and may God bless America.